All right, it looks like we are live. Good morning from Tokyo. It is Cultivate Crypto, Charlie here, taking over MLD's show. Uh, just set up Block Talk Radio for the first time, so call-in function is available. The number is right here. You guys can call in with any questions that you have during today's show. The number is right here, as I mentioned, 657 383 1318. So feel free to do so. And today we're going to have just a bit of a chat. So I think I put the main subject here, how to make money with crypto if you can't buy a whole Bitcoin. So we'll go over that. But before that, we'll just kind of ease into the show. Just kind of take it easy, have a little bit of fun today. So good morning, Tony. Nice to see you. Renaissance Man, I think I haven't seen you on my show before, so nice to see you in here. And Brenton from my show has come over here as well, so that's great. Vincent Vale, good morning, dude. Do you guys live together? No. You can see he has a TV, totally different setup from me. So he lives right down the road, about 20 or 30 minute walk from where I am. So yeah, we're good friends, and he gave me the keys to his house. So I'm just, infiltrating into his show because usually on Wednesdays we do the Tokyo Crypto Show together. But he's out having a good old time in Osaka. If you check his Instagram, you can see his nice hotel that he's looking at there. You can see right up here, you can see his handle for his Facebook, for his Twitter, and also his Instagram, I believe. They're not Bert and Ernie. Yeah, exactly. Not quite. I don't know. Maybe the Odd Couple would be a bit of a better example. I don't know what kind of famous duo me and MLD would count as. So you guys can throw your thoughts in the chat. We also have Rush with us tonight, so he'll be hosting the show with me tonight instead of MLD. Actually, Jonathan, knows the CEO, and we've hung out with him from the Bread Wallet Company. So we're in a bull market, going to make money. Crypto's going up, so Rush is here to co-host with me tonight from the corner right over here. But just to kind of let you guys know, let's see here. Actually, there was one thing I wanted to show because MLD tweeted out, as he usually does, about the Tokyo Crypto Show. So let's see if I can screen share properly here. I think that's the right one, right? Yeah, there we go. So actually, he sent this tweet out, right, which we do every week. He just said, Cultivate Crypto will be running the show solo, showing you how to make money with cryptocurrency, even if you can't own a whole Bitcoin, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern. Here we are. So good stuff. But I love this comment from Bull Rush. I don't know who Bull Rush is. He's a hunter, fisherman, military vet. Sounds like a good guy. His comment was hilarious. So he says, "You stay here with Cultivate Crypto while I go out and buy a pack of smokes. I'll be right back." 20 years later, MLD never comes back. So I just love that comment. I thought that was freaking hilarious. He'll be back, I believe, tomorrow. So he's just taking a quick trip. He'll be back on his regular scheduled program then. But which one is it here? There we go. There is one thing which I wanted to do for Jonathan in order to start the show. So I know a lot of you know his main message because you see his brand here, Modern Life Dating, MLD, right? And his main thing is, talking about making gains in three sections of all men's life. So one of them is making muscles. Second one is making money. And the third, but actually the first for most people, is making gains with your game, right? So increasing your game, getting chicks, getting laid, getting the women that you want, however you want it. And so today we're going to be hitting on the second part, which is making money. And the best way to make money is through crypto. But before we get into how to make money with crypto, I do want to give you a message brought to you by Modern Life Dating. So this is a special message just for you guys tonight.
The Body Language Mastery course from Modern Life Dating is coming out June 28th this month. This course is going to show you how to understand a female's body language on a date and give you the confidence to know what she is thinking and feeling just by observing her body. The course includes 40 gestures total, both positive and negative. This course will increase your closing rate by at least 10%. In addition to that, after you are signed up for the course, there will be 2 daily webinars for 3 weeks following the course for you to attend with all your questions about the course. Absolutely free, and that is a $1,000 value. And last, you will be added to a private men's-only group that will be supporting you as you educate yourself on this journey. There is limited enrollment. That's right. Enrollment will only be one time per business quarter, so you do not want to miss out. Body Language Mastery by Modern Life Dating is being released on June 28th. To learn more, go to modernlifedating.com/body language. Sign up for the email waiting list, and you'll automatically receive updates about the course and your chance to enroll.
So yes, quarter 2 of the Body Language Mastery program brought to you by Modern Life Dating. I guess you guys seen that commercial a few times probably, but it is coming out on June 28th, so you don't want to miss it. It already came out in quarter 1, did very, very well. Over 100 people were joining in the Body Language Mastery program. And actually, probably one of the most interesting things that I saw was that all the guys who were giving Jonathan, great feedback on the people who actually used the whole system, they got, they increased their game and they got results within a week. So it's really a good product. And so, it's coming out on June 28th. I forgot exactly how much it costs. I think it's like $400 right now or something like that. But anyways, you also get, in addition to the product, which explains how to increase your game, you also get access to his private Facebook group, which is a group of all men trying to increase their game, increase their muscle, health, and wealth. So all sorts of things people talk about in there. Also, he does the online webinars with groups of people, I think about 10 people at a time. And, like-minded men can talk about how to increase the different areas of their life that they want to improve. And so I actually do join some of those webinars as well. And so if you want to get kind of a free consultation in addition to the Body Language Mastery course, but you want to get a free consultation or just kind of a hint of what my consultations are like by asking me and other people questions about crypto in one of those webinars, I'll be in there. So I'll be happy to talk to you guys about it through the webinars as well. Also on the private Facebook group, you guys can ask questions to everybody that's part of the Body Language Mastery course and the Mastermind group. So it's a whole set of products related not just to the Body Language Mastery only, but also those 2 other areas. So it is a good product, and I have to plug it for John just because, hey, it's coming out soon. Got to go get it. So that's basically, the intro for me today. But one thing I wanted to mention was there might be some people in this chat here who have not done anything related to cryptocurrency before. So the one thing I want to mention before getting into the topic, before talking maybe too much about this, is I do want to talk about why Bitcoin. Why should you invest in Bitcoin? And it's a very, very simple answer. And so I'll just show you some facts about why Bitcoin is easiest place to make money more quickly than any other financial market at the moment. So, oops, I don't want to screen share the back end. Let's screen share the front end. So I mentioned this a little bit last week, which is Bitcoin versus the S&P 500, so normal stocks and bonds. And Bitcoin has outperformed these assets. And there we go. Yeah, Bitcoin has outperformed the S&P 500 for the last 10 years. So ever since Bitcoin became a thing, Bitcoin became live in 2009, January 3rd. And since then, you can see the price of Bitcoin, going up versus the S&P 500 not. And this is a website that actually, at the bottom of it, it says, despite the astronomical growth, most retail investors should not invest in cryptocurrencies of any sort. So this website, which actually doesn't like Bitcoin, it's called topforeignstocks.com, luckily has this chart talking about how this is basically a chart based on if you were to invest $1,000 in cryptocurrency at this time, right? So that's why it says 1,000 on the bottom here. And if you invested $1,000 in cryptocurrency in June of 2010, that would be worth about $100 million back in 2017. Of course, it'd probably be a little under that now, maybe $50 million or, $40 million. But hey, don't split hairs. If you put $1,000 investment back in 2010, I think you're winning. So, yeah, of course, people still, don't believe so much in Bitcoin. But I mean, just look at here, right? You can see, all of these lows are higher lows, right? And so if any of you are very familiar with, how stock markets work, when you look at a chart, higher lows is a good sign of a healthy growth. So that's what Bitcoin has done. Also, if you look at gold, right? Because gold's a good investment, right? If you don't want to be in dollars, go to gold. Yeah, it's stable. It's not going to fluctuate too much. But if you're trying to make money, it's not a good place to be. This is the last 10 years of gold price, right? Which would be a good investment if you did it exactly 10 years ago when it was $935 per ounce. Not bad, pretty cheap. Now it's $1,300, right? But compared to the price of Bitcoin, where, 10 years ago, if you were to look at the price of Bitcoin, well, I don't want to put it out on this chart yet. But yeah, Bitcoin basically, 10 years ago going from, like $30 or less all the way up to 20,000 at its highest. So the volatility is your friend. You can make money through that, and that's what we'll talk about today. But just want to get back to the chat a little bit because it looks like there's a couple other people jumping in here. So good morning, Ernie, and good morning, Cody, as well. $397, boys. Yep. For the Modern Life Dating Body Language Mastery course. Yes, $397. Thanks for reminding me of that, Cody. So yeah, let's get into it. And let's talk about how you can make money with Bitcoin. And first, let's just kind of jump into what Bitcoin is doing right now, what the price action is doing, because actually we're making some good money right now in Bitcoin. So let me just jump over to the charts. I wonder if this one works better. I'll just do screen share. So if we look at this chart here, you can see the current price of Bitcoin is $8,007. So Bitcoin, the last few days has been oscillating quite a lot. And if you've been following me on the Cultivate Crypto show, which I do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I come on here with Jonathan on Wednesdays, I've been following this price action every day, every weekday, I should say. And basically, we're just oscillating between these 2 points here of 8,200 and 7,200. So that area is where we've been kind of channeling through in this brief correction phase. So, since yesterday, we've gone actually since the last 2 days. Oh no, just since yesterday, because this is a 12-hour chart. We've had price go for up about $300. So not too much action for Bitcoin, right? And if we take a look at gold again, right? Gold going from $1,187 to the current price of $1,300, which is about $150 move or less, and that took from August of 2018 until now. So, it did peak up a little bit in February. So from August until February to go up basically 150 bucks. Well, Bitcoin has done that in the last one day, and actually did more than that, right? It did 300 bucks, so double compared to what gold did in the span of just like 6 months. So it is a lot more volatile, but it continues to go up in price more than it goes down in price. So what do we expect for the price action upcoming? Basically, the area, what you should be doing now is you should be buying. So the price, I feel, will probably continue channeling between these areas. And if you buy down here, anywhere under 7,500 is basically a good buy. And this box, which I put right here, is the best buy zone. So between 7,150 and 7,500, if you can buy in there, that would be a good buy. If you're already in Bitcoin, you don't need to do too much. Just, watch for now because it's going to continue to go up more than it is going to go down. If it does break down a little bit further than that, you could also put some buy areas here at 6,800. And if you get real lucky at 6,550, these areas, you could put some other buy zones in, but it's probably unlikely to hit those in the near future. So the price, is pretty stable right now for Bitcoin. Also, I got an email from one of the guys who pays attention to our shows, but also who I've done a consultation with. And he was actually wondering about the price of Litecoin. And if you take a look at the price of Litecoin, so this is another cryptocurrency, which is basically the silver to Bitcoin's gold, Bitcoin's little brother, Litecoin. And Litecoin has gone from December at $22 to currently about 140 US dollars. So it's about $138.91 at this exact moment. So, Litecoin is doing extremely well. Currently has a bullish pattern of these moving averages with the lowest time frame, 50-day moving average on top, 100 in the middle, 200 on the bottom. This is a bullish pattern. So the price is going to be continue to be supported by this and continue to push up. I'm looking for a target of about $178 for my first target. It could go higher than that, but that's the first target I'm aiming for right now on Litecoin. And I think after that, we could get a decent correction around early July. That's not a guarantee, but it's something to watch. The reason why, because the guy who emailed me and said, why is Litecoin going up? He basically was asking, why is Litecoin going up, right? And on August 5th, or around August 5th, there will be a halving in its supply, which means there will be less Litecoin. There'll be half as much Litecoin that you can mine every few minutes that people mine and try to mint the new Litecoin. So since the supply is going down, demand is still going up. So the price is increasing prior to that time. But back in 2015, when Litecoin last had a reduction in its supply, about a month to a month and a half before that happening, which is happening early in August. So about a month before that is early July. A month and a half would actually be late June. Around that time is when it started to drop in price. So if it follows a similar pattern, it should go up to about $178 around the beginning of June, or sorry, the end of June, beginning of July, and then potentially have a sizable correction after that. How much of a correction? This isn't an exact number. It's just there for right now. I haven't actually put which area it might fall down to. It'll probably be easier to see once we start moving on the way down. But right now, there's still plenty of room up for Litecoin. And actually, if we go to the Litecoin versus Bitcoin chart, you can see it's outperformed Bitcoin quite well since December. So this is Litecoin compared to Bitcoin. In December, Litecoin was about 6,850 Satoshi or 6,800 Satoshi and went up in April to 18,000 Satoshi. So 3 times higher, or basically beat Bitcoin by 3 times. So was doing pretty well. Recently had actually a lot of negative action compared to Bitcoin. But again, since the end of May, the last couple of weeks, Litecoin has been outpacing Bitcoin again. So this could be like a double top where then Bitcoin takes over again. So I don't recommend for people who are new to cryptocurrency to get into Litecoin right away. I recommend getting into Bitcoin, and I'll explain why a little bit later. But there was a question in the chat, so I wanted to take a look at that. Michael V says, when do you think Bitcoin will go down to 7,500? Probably, Michael, if I take a look at the chart again, it could go down to 7,500 basically any time within this week or early next week. So let's take a look at the chart. So here you can see it touched 75, not 7,500 exactly, like 7,520. It touched it just barely twice on June 9th and 10th. And then it went actually below that into the 7,400 area just for a very brief period of time on the 4th and the 6th. So I see that happening anywhere within this week or next week. It could touch this buy zone here, but it might be for a very brief period of time, if at all. It could jump up, and if it jumps up above 8,200, it could break out, and then basically you don't have a chance. So if you just buy in this zone here, the only risk you have of that is that it dips down to like 6,800 and then comes back up. But that's not such a bad thing, because you should be buying it for 6 months to a year, looking out to make money. So you're not looking to make profit directly right away. Of course, it'd be great if you could, but a lot of the times when people buy, the price does dip soon after they buy. So you might not might not be lucky enough to get this 7,500 mark within the next 1 or 2 weeks. It might break out above 8,200, and if it breaks out, especially if it goes above 8,400, then it's sayonara. Bitcoin's going up towards 9 to 10,000. So once these zones decide to break one way or the other, that's where the price will likely be going next. So that's why we're watching this zone here right now. And let's see. Nice stream. Modern Life Dating. Jonathan's in the house. What up, what up, what up? So Christian Veno says, in your opinion, is it a good idea to mine some of the alternative coins instead of Bitcoin and then exchange them to Bitcoin, assuming that mining altcoins is not as difficult as mining Bitcoin? Christian, not a bad idea. So mining Bitcoin is much, much harder than mining any of the other cryptocurrencies because it requires hardware, which is called ASIC, A-S-I-C. It's these types of small mining boxes that are small computers that you can hook up multiple ones and then mine Bitcoin. And they are very, very, very expensive. And they take a lot of energy as well. And they make a lot of noise and they make a lot of heat. So mining Bitcoin is not profitable. But yes, mining some alternative coins or altcoins are profitable. One coin which I talked about yesterday on my show, which is called Raven Coin. You can look it up as the ticker symbol on coinmarketcap.com as RVN, Raven Coin. And Raven Coin right now is a fork of Bitcoin, and it came out in January of 2018. And it has an algorithm, which means it won't be able to be mined by the ASIC miners. Basically, it will try to avoid being mined by industrial machines. So that means you can mine it on a normal computer. So I would be taking a look into Raven Coin as something possible to mine. Also, Monero, you can also still mine with your computer. So those two coins, if you're looking to get into mining, you might be able to make some money with that. Probably it will take a longer time to make decent money mining. You will probably need a cheap energy source. So if you get free electricity, then you can mine and make profit pretty easily. But it still takes 3 to 6 months to start making decent profit. But if you don't have free electricity, I would say it's better to buy. Tony says, hopefully it goes below 7,500 again soon. I have about $500 and some gold shares I sold off, ready to put more into Bitcoin. So yeah, like I said, could happen in the next week. So keep an eye out. And basically you want to set up your accounts, either your Coinbase, your Binance or whatever. You want to have them all set up with your money in there in either in US dollar tether or in that exchange's dollar revenue. And you want to be able to press the button right away, or even already go in there and set an automatic buy order, and you can choose the price that you want to buy at. And if it hits that price, then the exchange will automatically purchase Bitcoin for you at that price when that price comes. So if you want to be ready, because those prices can move quickly. So should we buy Litecoin now before the end of June? Michael says. So I would say it would be a good price point to get into Litecoin would have been about $125. So right now Litecoin is about $140, and it will go higher. But I think the upside there is not that great. If you already have Bitcoin, I would say yes, go ahead and buy Litecoin. If you don't have Bitcoin, I would say buy Bitcoin first. Even if it's just a fraction of a Bitcoin, buy some of that. Get in with Bitcoin first. Start making profits with Bitcoin. Learn how cryptocurrency works. Learn the difference between the different cryptocurrencies, and then start getting into alternative coins. Bitcoin is what you should first get into if you haven't gotten into cryptocurrency before. And then let's see here. Yeah, I like the limit buy option, convenient as hell. Exactly, Tony. Good. So let's jump into it a little bit. Actually, one thing I wanted to mention on the price of the coins too is, let's see if we can do this here, because my chart has too much stuff on it right now. I don't know if I can make it look good. Let's see if I can go on the weekly chart, because Ethereum is also another coin which is moving right now. But there's no guarantee that Ethereum goes up by a lot. But here's just one thing which I saw, which was kind of interesting. So if you take a line here, and you just see where Litecoin broke out, there was a lot of price action happening around here, here, and here. And you could probably actually move that line down to about here. This is where most of the price action was happening before Litecoin, broke past that point, right? And then if you look at the same time period, so that was from December of 2017 until now. And if you look at the Ethereum chart, weekly. There we go. And we look here at where the price has had a lot of previous action. It looks like the price had a lot of action here, here, and here. And actually, it looks like Ethereum is trying to break past that point right now. So if it does something similar to Litecoin, Ethereum could go up quite well as well. But it's not a guarantee. The one bad thing about Ethereum right now is the moving averages on the weekly are not that great. So this is just something I throw out there for the guys who already have Bitcoin. But if you're new to crypto, I would not recommend getting into Ethereum or Litecoin until you have some profit in Bitcoin. So one other thing I wanted to mention, let's see here. One other thing I wanted to, oh, I didn't show the charts for that crap. Silly me. There we go. So yeah, this is what I was showing. Sorry about that. Rookie mistake. So what I was showing here was the price points here for Ethereum had hit these price points quite a lot, and it's trying to break past that resistance, right, and go higher, which is what Litecoin did, right? If I show you Litecoin did that, right? A lot of the price points had been having action right around here, here, and here, and it broke past that. And it's gone quite high ever since. So if Ethereum did something similar to Litecoin, it is possible. It's not guaranteed. So if you already do have profit in Bitcoin, I would consider Litecoin and Ethereum. Ethereum probably for the next couple of months, Litecoin for the next couple of weeks, depending on how long or short of a trade you want to make. Alrighty then. So I want to get into the topic and let you guys know how to make money, because Count Yoli had mentioned yesterday that, you know, one Bitcoin is quite expensive. So what, you know, he wanted to get into some altcoins. But like I said, Bitcoin, if you don't have any cryptocurrency yet, or if you don't have much cryptocurrency, you want to first get Bitcoin. So I want to talk about that subject. But at the same time, I do want to encourage you guys to do call-ins. You can call this number here, 657-383-1318. Call in. Doesn't even matter what you have to say. If you just want to say hi, or if you want to ask a question, free consultation, free mini consultation, whatever, feel free. I got the Blog Talk Radio set up. So somebody call in and just say hi just for the hell of it. Why not? But yeah. Let's get into the topic. So how do you make money with Bitcoin, even if you don't have much to put in it with it? Basically, if you can't buy one Bitcoin, how can you make money? So the thing I want to do today is a very small amount of money, just like $100. If you were to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, how could you, make gains with that? It is possible. So some people think you have to buy a whole Bitcoin when you first get into cryptocurrencies, which is not true. You can buy fractions of a Bitcoin, right? You can buy, $10, $20, $60 of Bitcoin. You can buy $10,000 of Bitcoin. Any amount is fine. You will have then a fraction of a Bitcoin. So how do you make money with that, though, is the question. So I have a basically only 3 or 4 step process to basically cultivate crypto. It does take, 3 to 9 months to actually do this whole process, because you are at the mercy of the market. You do have to wait for the price to make moves in order to, increase in your holdings. But I just want to show you very simple system that everybody can follow, and it only requires you to do 3 or 4 moves within basically 6 months to a year in order to start making money with crypto, even if you only have $100. So let's take a look at that and see how you can do that. So I'm gonna do the screen share here and just show you this amazing online calculator. This is, the most sexy thing you've probably ever seen on YouTube. Yeah. Anyways, probably people are going to drop off the stream or something just looking at a calculator, but whatever. I think it's important to, basically do the three things which Modern Life Dating's platform is, which is make money, make muscle, make gains, in your game, right? So we're talking about money. So unfortunately, math is part of the equation. But I won't only look at this calculator. I want to do this based on the current price of Bitcoin. Why do I keep throwing that up? So let's say you bought $100 of Bitcoin right now, and the price right now is about $8,000. Okay, so $8,000. How much Bitcoin can you get for $8,000? Right? For $100 at the $8,000 price range. So, if you had $100 and you bought it at 8,000, oops, not times. You would have 0.0125 Bitcoin. Yay! So not that much Bitcoin, but it's something, right? Then where do we expect the price of Bitcoin to go in the short term? Once we do break up, the next price point is between $9,000 to $10,000. So let's say this price just goes up here to about $10,000, right? And what's the next step basically? So the first step is buy Bitcoin, the easiest step to do. So $8,000, buy Bitcoin, you get 0.0125 Bitcoin. Then it gets up to $10,000. So let's say it's at $10,000 just after the 4th of July. So it takes you about a month or 3 weeks to wait, and Bitcoin's at $10,000. So if you sell back into US dollar tether or US dollars at $10,000, how much money would you then have, right? So you have 0.0125 Bitcoin, and you sell it once it hits $10,000, you have $125. You just made $25 in 3 weeks. So if you only had $100 to put into it, that's a 25% gain. So that's great. For most people, that amount of money would be nothing. Of course, if you were to have done it with $1,000, it'd be, you just add an extra, couple of zeros, right? Or an extra zero. So instead of $125, you'd have $1,250. So, but anyways, you have $125 now that you sold it at 10,000. And let's say Bitcoin does this severe retracement, which a lot of people are waiting for. But let's say it happens in August until November, like I have here on the chart. It's possible. And let's say it goes down. Here, I only have it going down to like 5,500 or 6,000. But let's say it goes down exactly to 5,000 just to make the math easier for us, right? So let's say it goes down to $5,000, right? So you put back your $125, so you have $25 profit, and you put it back in when Bitcoin is $5,000. Now you have 0.025 Bitcoin, so you doubled your Bitcoin. When you started with 0.0125 Bitcoin, which I put here at the top of the screen, right? So you basically doubled your Bitcoin, and let's say that's in the course of roughly November or October, so 3 or 4 months. Okay, so you doubled your money, or you doubled your Bitcoin, I should say. You didn't double your money, you still only have that $25 in profit. Then by the end of the year, this is not exactly the lines that I'm showing on this chart, but let's say by the end of the year, Bitcoin gets back up to 10,000, so it doubles again. So you have 0.025 Bitcoin times $10,000. And there you have $250. So you just more than doubled your money in the course of roughly 6 months. So those types of moves often happen in Bitcoin. And it only takes those two steps, right? You buy Bitcoin, you sell it at a high, and then you buy back in when it dips, like a major dip, and then you have money once it starts going up again. Okay, so that's the first two steps about how to make money with cryptocurrency, even if you only have a little bit of money. And 200, going up $150 within 6 months doesn't sound like much to some people, but if you only have $100 to spend on Bitcoin, doubling to 250 is a significant amount. Okay. So what do you do then? So that's the time. Once you have profit in Bitcoin, then you can start putting money and making real gains with different cryptocurrencies. And actually, let's go back to the chat. Super Gecko said ADA gonna pump, and actually I agree with you. ADA is a great coin right now, and it looks very, very good. Friday 200 BNB, it's happening. I love it. That's hilarious. BNB is going up. $200 is quite high. But basically, once you have profit, you can then start putting it into other coins. So let's say now you're at $250 at the end of this year when you started with $100 just by going between Bitcoin and dollars. Okay, great. Then how do you get up past that? So the next 6 months, you want to get into something like, let's look at Cardano ADA. And let me pull up the chart here before I switch the screen. So just to kind of give you guys an idea of Cardano, Cardano currently is about 9 cents. It is a penny stock, but it is a very good coin. So it's a good thing to hold. The low that it had in December was 2 cents. So if you put money into Cardano in December, it would have gone from 2 cents to 9 cents, right? So that's a pretty good move. That's more than 4 times your investment in that period of time. But this is Cardano compared to dollars. The thing is we want to look at Cardano compared to Bitcoin, because the ultimate goal is to increase your Bitcoin, not to increase your dollars. So Cardano's looking pretty good. It had a pump here. It's had a pretty long correction, and it's starting to break out. It's actually broken out compared to Bitcoin quite high here, and then come back down. So it's starting to test the upper limits, and I'm just going to delete these things here. But the price action right now, the moving averages need to change to support a bullish move, but it could increase quite well. But let's just look at a past example when Cardano pumped compared to Bitcoin, right? So here, Cardano was 1,000 Satoshi. So Satoshi is the smallest denomination of Bitcoin, right? So we have 1,000 Satoshi, and then here at the top, we had 2,000 Satoshi. So that's double. And that was from March of 2019 until April of 2019, April 3rd. So basically just under a month, you can double your money. So you put in only your profit, right? So you had $250 total. You put originally $100 total. Keep that $100 in Bitcoin, right? Keep that original money in Bitcoin, but take out the $150 you have in profit and put that into Cardano. And if you if you time the move correctly, within 1 month, like a move here, you can double your Bitcoin. So let's say, for example, Bitcoin's $10,000. So you put in $150 at $10,000. So you get 0.015 Bitcoin. That's how much profit you've made so far in Bitcoin. you still have your original $100 in Bitcoin, but you have 0.015 Bitcoin, and basically you put it into ADA here, it doubles, so times 2, you have 0.03 Bitcoin, and then you take half and you put that back into your Bitcoin, so that would be 0.015. And if your original $100 that you bought, let's say roughly that's 0.1 Bitcoin plus your 0.015, then you have 0.025 Bitcoin, which is your pure profit. But then you still have half of that, or you have another portion of that in Cardano. So then you start being able to multiply your Bitcoin, but also you can start investing in other altcoins at that time. So those are the 3 moves. 1, you buy Bitcoin. 2, you get into, you jump between Bitcoin and dollars to increase your Bitcoin. Once you have profit, 3, then you find a good alternative currency that has a good timing, right? The timing is the most important. So you find a chart that looks good at the right time, and then you use it to double your Bitcoin, and you can decide to keep it in Bitcoin or you can decide to keep it in that alternative currency. That way you can start diversifying, but actually diversification in cryptocurrency is not that important. I think having Bitcoin is the most important. So you actually want to increase that more than the others, but the others do move faster during certain periods of time. Over a long period of time, Bitcoin generally does better, but over short periods of time, the other currencies can do better. So that's why when they do pump, you want to use them to increase your Bitcoin. So those are the 3 moves to start increasing your money, right? And so if you had that 0.03 Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin gets to $15,000, then that's about $450. So over the course of 1 year, you multiplied your money by 4 or 5 times, from $100 to about $500 or $450. So the more money you put in, the more money you can make. Looks like we have some good stuff going on in the chat, so let's take a look. Cody Mouse says, on this subject, I know it's hard to say, but would a $10,000 be in the realm of possibility before the next retracement? Cody, yes, 100%. So the next mark that we're looking for Bitcoin is $9,000. And after that, $10,000 is very realistic to hit if Bitcoin breaks that channel that I was showing earlier. So yes. If you have just $1,000, in my opinion, it's better to play mid caps and micro caps. Super Gecko, I agree if you know what you're doing. Most people who get into cryptocurrency, they don't know what altcoins are and they don't know how to play them. So I think if you're just getting into cryptocurrency and you have that $1,000, put it into Bitcoin to start learning, because it's probably the safest asset and it's probably one of the strongest that will go up. It won't go up as fast as some of these other coins, but you won't lose your money as fast either. If you do know what you're doing, then get into the mid caps and micro caps. But in a bull market, you can basically get into just about anything and make money. But right now, there's still some dead coins out there that aren't moving that much, especially the ERC20 tokens or the Ethereum-based tokens. So I would say if you're getting into mid caps and micro caps right away before you get into Bitcoin, I know most people who have done that have lost money right away. So it's easier to get in. The main goal of cultivating crypto, or my platform, is first, don't lose money. Get into Bitcoin, learn about it, make some gains through Bitcoin. Then once you understand what you're doing, then definitely get into Cardano, get into Litecoin. Basically, the coins that are top caps, like Super Gecko is mentioning, high market caps basically are the best ones are BNB, which is Binance Coin, Litecoin, Ethereum, of course, Bitcoin, and Cardano is one that looks pretty good as well. It's not one that I would say you definitely have to hold, but I would say those four, if you are in Bitcoin, are quite good. We have some other stuff coming up in the chat. I like it. You guys are talking a lot, and maybe Super Gecko. If you guys like, you can call in to this call on Blog Talk Radio. I don't know how to answer the call, so I don't know if it's going to work exactly. But if you guys want to call in and discuss these things as well, other than in the chat, you can call here at 657-383-1318. I think I'll be able to answer it. I have it on my phone here going. I think I'll be able to make it work, but give it a call and let me know if it works actually. Where did you hide Jonathan's corpse? It's here, Winston Wolf, right under here. No, he's in a nice hotel. Go look at his Instagram. Let's see. Kodima says, yeah, I see that, but my original plan was to trade out at 7,300, but it has blown that expectation, so I kept it in. I have a feeling it's going to do the same at 10K, potentially. And Cody, we've talked before, so send me an email and we can talk more strategy if you like, just to make sure that you don't lose money either. Can we ask about bitches too, Charlie? Of course. You can always ask about bitches. You can ask about bitches. You can ask about health. You can ask about wealth. Anything's free game, Winston. Anything is free game. I have normie funds, ETFs, bullion, real estate. This is my first foray back into crypto after I sold Bitcoin at 13,000. Interesting, Rule Zero Dad. Yeah, it's good to be invested in multiple areas. So today I'm mentioning, how to get into Bitcoin if you don't have that much money, or if you just want to kind of learn about cryptocurrency, or if you just want to increase your money, right? So he's mentioning, Real Zero is mentioning he has different normie funds, which is just fine, right? Everybody has like 401ks, has ETFs, has some gold, has some bonds, whatever. Real estate is great. Real estate is probably the best thing that you can invest in overall. I would say, one of my goals from Bitcoin is getting real estate, some good real estate, right? So real estate is probably overall the best thing to invest in as long as you do it right, especially because you can actually use it, physically and a lot of different things. And you can also leverage it to make more money as well. So, but, it's good to have Bitcoin as a hedge. So most people have, their different funds or their different portfolios, set into different sections. Like they put a certain percentage of their wealth into real estate. They put another section of their wealth in like ETFs or gold or stocks. And stocks compared to Bitcoin and gold as well are not going to be as volatile. But so I'd prefer crypto over stocks. But gold, for example, is very stable. So it is a good reserve currency or a good reserve area to put your money, even though it's not a currency, it's a commodity. But cryptocurrency, if you're very conservative, should be at least 1% of whatever your financial portfolio looks like, whatever your wealth looks like, at least 1%, because that's not much. And it's an asset which is not correlated to other assets like, gold, oil, stocks, and so forth. So because it's not correlated, if the economy does go to crap, it likely will move differently, and probably it will increase its value if the timing is right. So crypto, you don't have to put a lot into it, which is why I'm doing this kind of show today. You can just put a little bit of money into crypto, and basically everybody who's done a consultation with me, over the last couple of months, most of them have been making money. Some of them have been getting into price ranges recently, so they're about break even, but they're waiting, for the price to go a little bit higher. But nobody has lost money that I know of. And so, most of the guys that get in, they get in at different price points, right? They buy like $300 or $400 of Bitcoin. They wait to see what happens. The price goes up, and then they start putting in more money because they see how easy it is to make money in Bitcoin compared to other markets. So I don't recommend putting your whole house or all your money into Bitcoin. But yeah, just putting, some bits in to get to see how it works. And once you actually make some money with Bitcoin, once you even make, just a couple $100s with Bitcoin, you'll be hooked. Greed's a bitch. Nobody gets into cryptocurrency because of the technology, right? I mean, some people maybe they do, but most people these days they get in because of the greed. So let's see here. Cody says he will do unless it drops below 5K. I'll still be in good profit. Alrighty. Real estate empire, baby. Yeah, build it, build it. Yeah, my goal is to have at least 3 properties in 3 different locations. Would be great. Most of my real estate is actually farmland. Interesting. Yeah, farmland's great. You can either, farm it yourself, which then, if you like to live off of your own land, that's great. But you can also rent it out to industrial, type companies who want more farmland in that area. So good. The burn of BNB has intrigued me. BNB is by far one of the best cryptocurrencies that I know of because it continues to go up like crazy. So Modern Life says, book a consult with Charlie, has made over $100,000 a year trading market analysis. Yeah. Let's see. Lamo, I'm in it for the tech meme. I like that comment. Yeah, exactly. But no, what I was going to say about BNB, because Rule Zero brings up Binance Coin. Let's take a look at BNB because holy shit, BNB is an amazing coin. When you just look at the price, right? We've already talked about why BNB is going to go to at least $100 from where it's at now. I think if you Google Tokyo Crypto Show, not Google, you on YouTube search bar, put in Tokyo Crypto Show BNB. We did a show, I think like a month ago, on why BNB will go to $100. And that's actually a very, very low estimate about where BNB can go. But we talk all about it there. But I do want to look at the price because the price in and of itself is an amazing story for Binance Coin. So let me do the screen share once I get this up. All right, there we go. Oh, Rule Zero, you use solar and wind on your farmland. That's a great way to monetize it. Yeah. Actually, when I was back in the States, a lot of farmland back in the Midwest was being turned into solar fields, even in the North, because I'm from Minnesota. And I was shocked. I was like, why are, people putting solar panels in the farms, all around Minnesota? Because I think wind energy would probably be a better idea because it is more windy than sunny in Minnesota. 9 months of the year it's snowy as fuck and pretty dreary, kind of like London or England. But actually, even in the winter, you can get solar power on the farmland. So go figure. But yeah, it's, renewable energy is definitely where a lot of money is to be made. If you have the real estate for it, by all means, that's great. So here I'm mentioning about BNB, right? So if you just look at the price action since December, it went from, wow, I forgot that it went this low. It went from a low of $4 all the way up now to $33. That's almost a 10 times increase, right? So, and right now it's struggling a little bit, but I think, the moving averages are still very bullish. If I put on my Bollinger Bands, it's, in a tight frame right now, so it's not going to break out anytime soon. But I would buy BNB at any price point. The point where I bought BNB the first time was February of 2018, probably around here, around the $9 mark. And since then, it only had from November to February, so only 3 or 4 months below my original buy price in terms of dollars, right? But I didn't buy it with dollars. So if you just look at the price of BNB related to dollars, it's still an amazing story, right? It started out here in 2017. This is on, not Binance, but anyways, it went from like $1.50 to, the first high of 23, did a lot of correcting during the bear market, and then it's gone back up. And I see $100 BNB as easy, no brainer. It's going to hit $100 within probably the next 1 year. But the story compared to dollars is good, but let's look at BNB compared to Bitcoin. So if we look at BNB compared to Bitcoin, the story is even more amazing because I bought my BNB in February 2018 with Bitcoin, right? So I bought it here, around here, when it was around 9,500 Satoshi. And actually, if I had bought it with dollars, there was that 2 or 3 month period of time where it was actually below my buy price. But because I bought it with Bitcoin, actually, it has never gone below my buy price. I think as soon as I bought it, it went below my buy price for just a few days. But after that, it's never gone lower. It's outperformed Bitcoin its whole history, right? So it came out in the summer of 2017, and it was around 400 Satoshi. Now it's around 40,000 Satoshi. So if you just bought, if you took one Bitcoin, and what's 40,000, or what percentage is that anyways? I'm just going to look this up in my calculator. That's 100 times increase. Holy shit. So if you put one Bitcoin into BNB when it first came out around August of 2017, and then you sold back into Bitcoin now, you would have went from one Bitcoin to 100 Bitcoin. That's 100 times increase. So that just shows you the power. And that's over the course of August 2017 to roughly 2 years, right? So if you were smart and you'd seen BNB coming, which I think would have been pretty hard, but even if you bought it here, you'd have a pretty good increase as well. Or even if you bought it where I bought it when it was at 10,000, that's a 4 times increase, right? So my Bitcoin that I bought it with here has increased at 4 times, right? So if let's say theoretically I bought one whole Bitcoin worth of BNB, then I would have 4 Bitcoin, and that's over the course of a year and a few months. So, and 4 Bitcoin right now would be roughly $32,000. So pretty good, and yeah, Bitcoin at this time was around probably about similar to where it is now, maybe around somewhere between $6,000 to $10,000 at that time. So yeah, it's similar to where it's at now. So you would have still made money. But anyways, that's just the power of going into some of these altcoins to increase your Bitcoin. And then as Bitcoin keeps increasing compared to the dollar, right? If we look at this is a thing which just blows my mind. People are always like, Bitcoin's too expensive, or Bitcoin, is going to go to zero. We have consistent highs, and just look at the lows, right? This low is $80. Then it went higher, and it went down to $229, right? And then it went up, and then it crashed to $3,200. And now it's going up again, and then it's going to crash, right? So let's just look at that again, right? So when it goes up and it crashes, well, let's say the first time it goes up from $2, and then it goes up and it crashes all the way down to a measly $80. And it goes up again, and then it crashes all the way down to $200. Goes up again, crashes all the way down to $3,000. Goes back, let's say it goes up to $300,000, and then it crashes down. Where do I have that? Let's say it crashes down then to about $30,000, right? So as you can see here, even if you just look at the lows, ignore the highs, just look at the lows, and the lows are continuously higher. So it's a no-brainer this thing is in a very, very good pattern. And so, yeah, it's just a good thing to have a little bit of if you're looking to invest in something different that moves a lot faster than any other market. So let's see here. So most of that initial move was tied to Ethereum. So kind of. Most actually, BNB's moves going up are less to do with Ethereum because it was an ERC20 token. So Ethereum was going up and a lot of the ERC20 tokens were going up as well. But if you look at Binance's price, it hasn't gone down like Ethereum has. So let's take a look at that again. So that's a good point. So here we got BNB compared to Bitcoin, right? So basically it's stair-stepping up in profit compared to Bitcoin. If we look at how Ethereum has moved in that same amount of time, you'll see that it has Ethereum has moved very differently compared to Bitcoin. So let's look August of 2017 until now. Where's August? Right around here. No, July, November. August. So here's August for Ethereum. And actually, when Binance came out around June, July, and let's say the price chart we were looking at there, Ethereum has dipped more, right? So Ethereum since August of 2017 has gone down compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's outperformed Ethereum by quite a lot. Ethereum is not doing well compared to Bitcoin. In dollars, it's doing not that well either, actually. But again, if we were to look at BNB, it's a totally different chart. BNB is stair-stepping up, and that has less to do. It used to be an Ethereum-based token. That is correct. It was based on Ethereum to begin with, but it changed over recently to its own blockchain called Binance Chain. And so that price action for BNB has a lot less to do with Ethereum and has more to do with how BNB is designed and also a lot of its coin burns. So I think Rule Zero mentioned, he's interested in how they do their coin burns. And that's, to reduce its supply in total by 50% by the time BNB is all out into the market. And BNB also has a whole company behind it, which has a lot of trading. So its use case and its ecosystem is totally different than Ethereum, in my opinion. So I don't think the price increase of BNB is tied to Ethereum. I think it's just tied to how well Binance is doing as a company, but then also how well it's designed as a blockchain and as a coin. So that's pretty much it. Very, very basic review of, how to make money first getting into crypto. So through that, I just showed you how you can take $100 and within a year, you can be roughly up to $450 or $500 or more if you go through 3 or 4 different steps. Very, very, simple thing. So what I recommend if you want to know more about this is I'm going to do a shameless plug because Jonathan's allowing me to on his platform, is go to cultivatecrypto.com. I have not put that much effort into this website, to be honest. If you look here, you can see don't just buy, cultivate. So a lot of people, they just buy and hold their cryptocurrency, but I recommend, swing trading, but in a smart way and not very often, maybe once a quarter trading your coins. So anyways, go to cultivatecrypto.com. And then if you go down to the bottom and you put in your email here, you can sign up for our email newsletter, and you can also, let's see here. You can also email me at cultivatecrypto.com. Oops, it says error, try again. Oh, I'm trying to type on here at the same time as Jonathan's trying to type on here because I'm on Jonathan's account, right? So Jonathan endorses me. I don't know how many percent that is, but that's a big percent. I may be naked in a hot tub with a sexy girl right now, but still, yeah, I think, your endorsement is still good, Jonathan, whether you're in the hot tub with a sexy girl or not. And if you are, it's great. I was gonna try to type in the chat my email, but anyways, and I'm just showing the back end here, so I should probably move this over to the other screen. But here, just put your email in here. Oh, sorry, here's my email. It's at the bottom of my website. So here, you can email me as well at charlie@cultivatecrypto. Sign up for our email newsletter here, and then you'll get the latest on the crypto stuff here. But also, if you go over to my products and services area, and this is a very, very simple website, you can book a one-hour course with me, one-on-one, $75 an hour. I am not a stickler on time. I do go over the 1 hour sometimes, just to make sure that you guys get the right amount of information. The email, Jonathan, is charlie@cultivatecrypto.com. But I just showed it on the screen, so no worries. Enjoy that hot tub. But also, here's just a fun picture of me and Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum. I've met quite a few people in the crypto space, learned quite a lot from them. So I do have insights that a lot of people don't have. So Tokyo is a great place to learn about crypto. But yeah, go to my website, cultivatecrypto.com, if you want to get in touch with me. You can just ask me a question for free via email, or we can set up a consultation if you want to know more. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for jumping in here and trying to figure out ways to make money with cryptocurrency. If you liked and got value from this, please smash the like button. If you didn't, please hit the dislike button. I don't give a shit. The more that you do on Jonathan's channel, the more that his show gets up in the YouTube algorithm anyways. So smash the like button. So on this video, if you're watching it on the replay, smash the like button as well. But tomorrow, MLD himself will be back at this desk, giving you all the knowledge. Winston Wolf wants to ask about bitches, so make him happy, MLD. Tell him about your hot tub story or something. It's going to be a good time. But yeah, he'll be back tomorrow. And you can visit me on YouTube. I am 1 hour before Jonathan at 8 a.m. Eastern. And he starts at 9 a.m. Eastern. So I start at 8 a.m. Eastern. And in YouTube, you can just put in Cultivate Crypto, and you'll find my stream. And you can, what do you call it? You can subscribe to my channel there as well. So Jonathan says, no dislikes, please. No, I was just joking about that. Just filling the air there with whatever. But anyways, that's it. So see you tomorrow, Jonathan. Everyone, have a good one. Thank you as well, Tony. And yeah, enjoy that hot tub, MLD. Talk to you guys later.